In this video, I'll share with you my favorite landing tip.
Your airspeed's alive, your indicators are showing green. I'm in maintain 8,000. 65 rotate. She's flying.
MzeroA Nation, Jason Shappert here. Welcome into more, is amazingness a word, of the 31-day Safer Pilot Challenge. Today we're talking about a tip that is slow flight down the runway. Show of hands in the comments, who has done slow flight down the runway? 2 hands raised, who was it a game changer for? I know early on when I was a new flight instructor and I was very, very young, it was hard to attract students to come fly with an 18-year-old, 19-year-old kid. So what I would do is I would take the students that nobody else wanted, the ones that said, oh, they can't land, they'll never solo all these. I would take all these, what other instructors called trouble students, and I would get them to solo and make them private pilots and work with them that way. And a lot of them were the ones that were struggling to solo. And maybe that's you, or maybe that was you. When I would take a student, a learner, as the FAA now calls us, a learner up, I would do slow flight down the runway with them, sometimes 2 or 3 times. And I'm telling you, it was a game changer for their sight picture, a game changer for how they feel the controls and that little bit of ground effect as they enter into that transition phase of things. So I want to take you to the Wayback Archives. I actually want to play for you one of our original slow flight down the runway videos. You maybe have not seen it. In fact, to tell you how old the video is, you'll see 23 Mike Zulu without a wrap on it. So let's go ahead, let's play that clip, and then I'll come right back to you. Hey, MzeroA Nation, Jason here. I'm on the left downwind for runway 32 right now at the Williston Airport, and I'm going to show you perhaps one of the best tips, we'll call it a secret to perfect landings, and that is practicing slow flight down the runway. Let me explain as I get us queued up here. I'm going to beam my touchdown point, my pretend touchdown point, because we're going to do slow flight down the runway of 3-2, car repeat, power back to roughly 1700 in the RPM department, 10 degrees of flaps. I'm within my flap arc flaps coming in. Making sure I'm initiating a descent down. We're going to start that coming on down. Why do we practice slow flight? Up at altitude. Oddly enough, we practice slow flight at altitude to get better at our landings. Right before you touch down, you may not realize it, but you're basically in a phase of slow flight. The controls are sloppy, the rudder has more authority. Let me turn base here real quick. At Wilson Traffic, Skyhawk 23 Mike Zulu's turning left base, runway 32, low approach at Williston. Let me know where low approach, a really, really low approach. I'm going to try to hold the wheels just inches off the ground, and I'll have to actually give it a little bit of power as I come in here, and that's the goal. I literally want you to do slow flight down the runway. Hold the wheels, the landing gear just inches off of the ground. You're going to have to give it a little bit of power. You have to feel how sloppy the controls are. If you have a problem, one, maintaining and landing on center line, you need slow flight down the runway. If you have a problem timing your transition, don't use the word flare. I don't like the word flare. We'll talk about that in a future video. Wilson Traffic, Skyhawk 23 Mike Zulu is turning final 3-2, low approach, Williston. All right, I'm going to set this up just like it were a normal landing. My speed, 65 right now. Life is looking good. Car repeat's on. Flaps are full, just like I would really be coming into land here on the numbers, is what I'm setting up for. All is looking good before landing checklist. Everything else ending with me is set. And then just before, when I would transition, rather than use the word flare, I'm going to transition into slow flight. So here we come. Looking good, looking good. I transition, and I'm giving it a little power. A little more power. Hold it right here. A little more power. Hold it right here. A little more power. Hold it here. Right on the brink of the stall. Hold it here. Give it some power. You got stall warn horn. Giving it some power. Holding it here. Holding it here. I want to show you something. Look at my ailerons. Look how they're doing nothing right now. It's all about nice, easy rudder control. Let me get it back down a little bit lower here. Holding it here. Holding it here. Eyes down that runway. Eyes down that runway. All is looking good. Just holding this here. I'm at about 57 on my speed right now. Just holding it all the way. 1,000 feet of runway left. Car repeat, full power. Went around about 1,500 feet of runway left. I just saw the 1,000 foot marks. Now, I still have 40 degrees of flaps in. Let's baby it out. Let's go right to 20. Now it's just a go around procedure at this point. Positive rate of climb to 10. Confirm. Positive rate of climb. 80 knot. Climb out.
White and blue says it's done. Left base for 2-3.
He's on factor. He's on base. We are climbing up and out of here. Hey, slow flight down the runway. You want to have a game changer in your landings. Go find the longest runway you can and start practicing slow flight down the runway. I promise you, next lap you come around to land is going to be an outstanding landing. So slow flight down the runway. Have you practiced it? If not, is it on your bucket list of things to practice? Did you hear me say in that video, find the longest runway you can? Again, not only for safety standpoint, but to get that practice. Did you see how sloppy the aileron control was? Did you see how effective the rudder pedals were? That's the feeling I want you to get. I want you to see where to take your eyes down that runway. That's what I want you to focus on when it's slow flight down the runway. Feel the controls, pitch and power, feel that, and take the eyes down the runway. That's how you truly accomplish it. And do your best not to kiss the ground, just barely. Hey, I hope you are loving the 31-day Safer Pilot Challenge. Can we agree it just keeps getting a little better and a little better? We'll wait until the end. I can't wait to share more with you all. Listen, have a blessed, amazing, outstanding rest of your day. I'll see you all tomorrow. In the meantime, most importantly, remember, the good pilot is always learning. Have a great day, everybody. I'll see you. Jason again. Hey, listen, if you think these videos are amazing, and I hope you're loving the 31-day Safer Pilot Challenge, but if you think the free videos we put out here on YouTube are amazing, wait until you see inside of our online ground school. MzeroA has you covered for private, instrument, commercial, and your fundamentals of instructing, exams, written tests, check rides, and making you that safe, real-world pilot. Take a 2-week free trial of it. No strings attached, no credit card needed at MzeroAtrial.com. I look forward to seeing you in there, seeing you on the member-only webinars, which we do each week, and seeing you just excelling in 2022 in your aviation journey.